Let's speak. Do you want to speak to West Ham have bottled top 4 from a Spurs fan, or Aguero should be fined?
I mean, both are. You pick your.
Okay, let's go Aguero first. Hi, George.
All right, George.
Hello. Evening, gents.
It says on my screen you're saying Aguero should be fined or suspended for that penalty.
Suspended?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Who should suspend him?
The Premier League the Premier League. Do you remember when Mick McCarthy got fined for fielding a weakened team against, I think it was against Shawlot, actually, Andy?
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got fined for that, for not taking it seriously. Well, did Aguero take that game seriously on Saturday then?
You can't be serious, George.
Well,
you can't.
Did you not see the penalty?
No, I did see the penalty, but you can't be serious. You know, these things happen in football. They happen. Unfortunately,
if that was one of my six-a-side players, he wouldn't play for me again doing that.
He would if he was your greatest ever goal scorer.
It's disrespectful to the Premier League, to West Ham.
No, it's not.
Absolutely
No,
crippled.
it's not. It's not. It's not, George.
If that goes in, City win.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
Within 3 points of you.
Yeah, but you got beat yesterday. Why don't you find? Why don't you find David Moyes?
Mentally, going into that game against Everton, we're 5 points behind. We should have been 3 points behind. It's not easy, you know.
George, come on. I know how it feels, and I get it. He's not being.
George, how much should he be fined, in your opinion?
At least a week's wages, because he's cost them that game single-handedly, Andy. You can't deny that.
But the only thing I'll say, George, if you finish top 4, if you don't, it's not because of one result, is it? It's for the whole season. It's 38 games.
No, but he's gone out there like it's his testimonial or a muck around in the park. Did you see him have a go at Sterling for the first one as well?
Yeah, but he doesn't care about that game, does he? He's got the Champions League round the corner.
Well, it's a Premier League fixture. It's not a testimonial. It's not a muck around in the park.
George, let me ask you this, George. If George, the West Ham fan, right, is playing for West Ham, and you've got Champions League coming up in a couple of weeks, and you've already won the Premier League, you'd try something like that, wouldn't you?
Not at all. I'd take the penalty with my utmost effort, and I'll put it in the net as well. I'll tell you that as well, Andy.
What corner would you put it in?
Bottom right.
Yeah, I would have gone that way, so you'd have missed it.
George, these things happen. These things happen, George. Right? It's just the way football is. Sometimes he will have to. He's got to face up to his own squad and his own manager and his own fans. But to be, you can't be honest and serious about being fined or. Players miss penalties, mate. I've seen players missing World Cup finals.
Not like that though, mate.
Baggio, have a look at Baggio in a World Cup final. Yeah, it's a bad penalty. It's a horrendous penalty. And
do you know what? As much as I don't like your mob, Jason, I hope you go and beat them in the final because of that. Because I am absolutely fuming.
You are fuming, George, aren't you?
I am, yeah.
But George, if you miss out on top 4, it's not because Aguero missed a penalty.
It certainly didn't help.
No, but that's 1 out of 38.
Well, he's having
you lost 3 of your last 5. How many of those were down to Aguero's penalty?
1.
No, none of Aguero's penalty misses are down to you losing.
Mentally, going into the Everton game, we should have been 3 points behind.
Yeah, but
I don't think that's going to affect the players.
I think you've got to let this one go, George. I know what it feels like because when you're relying on other teams to do you a favour. You can't go blaming the other teams for not doing you a favour.
George, how will you feel? How will you feel if United put out a weakened side and Leicester get all 3 points?
It would be more justifiable because you've got a final coming up, but not like Aguero's done, mate.
But they've got a final, a bigger one.
Yeah, but it's Aguero's still taking a penalty. He's got a penalty. If he puts them 2 up, City win. Chelsea can't come back from that.
Let me ask you this then: what if he stepped up and put his laces through it and struck it as hard as he could, and it went miles over the bar and out the stadium? Would you still fine him?
No, I wouldn't have a problem with that. It's the way he took that penalty.
Well, what about the way I've just described it? Just blasting it over, 10 foot over.
No, not like the Panunka or whatever it's called.
At least the Panunka was on target. My example's not even on target.
Yeah, but it would have been done with intent if he just put his laces through it.
Do you not think he wanted to score?
Sorry?
Do you not think he wanted to score?
In a lazy-about way, maybe.
But he's paid to score goals. He
got it wrong. 6-a-side players, he wouldn't play for me again.
Well, I can tell. But what if who plays in your 6-a-side side? Who's up top for you?
Woodford.
So if Aguero was playing for you and he missed a bet, you'd have Woody up top instead of Aguero. You're in a final. Think of this, George. You're in a final, big final, against your rivals. You got a chance for either Woody Or Sergio Aguero, who you playing?
I might go for Aguero. My left.
George, thanks for your call.
Cheers, George.
Good work. Woody's been dropped.
Woody, poor
Breaking
old
news.
Woody. Poor old Woody.
Woody doesn't make George's Six
He's
Society.
done nothing wrong, and Woody's been dropped.
He's probably sitting there thinking, he's only going to pick me ahead of Aguero, isn't he? Oi, Claire, come and have a look. What's that? Come and have a listen. I'm going to... Oh, don't bother. I want to talk to GJ. We're running out of time. We'll talk to GJ when we come back. Spurs fans saying West Ham have bottled top 4. And, of course, we'll take calls on Fulham. We've got Clobby's phoned up as well, talking Liverpool.
Oh, my God, Clobby.
Lots to talk about. One number to dial, 08717 22344. It's me, Andy Goldstein and Jason Cundy on the Sports Bar on talkSPORT in partnership with Bet.